All right, welcome everyone. We're so glad that you're joining us today. All right, welcome to Bloomerang Academy. If you would please, as you're entering, go ahead and place into the chat, tell us where you're joining us from today and what the weather is like where you are. Right now in the Indianapolis area, it's 44 degrees, so it's a little chilly, but the sun's out and it's a beautiful fall day. So tell us what it's like where you are today. We'd be interested in hearing that in the chat. All right, so if you're in need of audio at any point during the webinar, our number for the audio dial-in is 1-669-900-6833, and I'll be dropping that in the chat in just a few moments in case you need it later on in the session. All right, so we're going to start this morning with a poll. So let's launch our poll. We want to know, has your organization had a Giving Tuesday matching program in the past? Yes, we have, or no, we have not. Okay, great. I see about half of you have answered, and it's looking like we have about 80% who are saying they have not had a matching program for Giving Tuesday in the past. And about 17% saying that they have had a Matching Tuesday program in the past. I'll share the results real quick so you can see those. So a lot of you have not had that in the past with your organization. So this will be great information today for both those of you who have not had a program in the past and those of you that have, because there might be some information in here that'll be slightly different for you. But we're going to be talking today about Giving Tuesday matching. All right, I can see that there's a question, and I bet you it has to do with the chat. So let me fix that chat for you. Hopefully that fixes it for you. So speaking of the chat, let's talk a little bit about that toolbar that you have at the bottom. So you can see here that we offer a live transcript. If you need subtitles at any point, please click on that. You'll be able to see the subtitles and follow along with everything that we're talking about today. Also, if you want to share ideas, please put it into the chat because you can now. We love to hear about where you are and what's happening as we're going through. Maybe you have some best practices that you've utilized in the past and you would like to be able to share those with the group. Please do that in there. We love to see and hear about how you're utilizing the information in your organizations. So feel free to do that. But should you have a question for the panelists that you want to ask, please put that into the Q&A. That's going to be a spot where we'll be able to help answer that. And we don't want to lose it in the chat if the chat does get busy. So that's kind of the difference between those two options. A few other housekeeping items before we start. The resources mentioned in the session today will be linked in the slideshow, which we shared with you after we're done today. So please know that you don't need to be trying to write down links furiously. If you see something, you will be sent that information. We're going to send you the slides and the recording via email later today. So please know that you will receive all of that information. Any questions that are not answered live or in the Q&A, we will definitely follow up with you after the session. So please know that your questions will not go unanswered. We'll definitely try to help you out with any answers we can provide. And then if you need further assistance at any time, please reach out to our amazing support team at support@bloomerang.com. That's always a great way to get assistance. So I want to introduce to you the amazing Micah James, who is going to be presenting this session today. She's a manager of the coaching team at Bloomerang Kindful. She has had experience in nonprofit development, and she is a certified fundraising executive. She served on the board of the Oklahoma Council for Economic Education, and so she's very passionate about economic education and financial literacy education in Oklahoma. She's passionate also about equipping nonprofits with the resources that they need to be successful. And we're just so excited to have her here with us today. So Micah, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thanks, Margie. I am so excited to be here today. As a former development officer, I know how important this time of year is for many nonprofits. And so I'm going to take that screen share back from you, Margie,
Go for
and
it.
we're going to get started. Technology is my friend. Let's all say it together. All right. All right. Today we're going to be talking about those Giving Tuesday matching gifts. Now, I saw in the poll that many of you haven't engaged in matching gift programs uh, in your own organization, but I am here to encourage you to explore that opportunity. Giving Tuesday continues to be a shining point and a start for many of us for our end of year giving season. And so while this special day is an opportunity to partner with many in our community to raise funds, it's also an opportunity to encourage giving through matching opportunities. So today we're going to dive into what Giving Tuesday is and how we can encourage those community partnerships through matching gifts. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to touch just briefly on Giving Tuesday history, talk about where it came from, how we got here. We're going to talk about matching gifts as a part of Giving Tuesday and how we might incorporate them into our strategy. We're going to talk about how we might go about finding a good matching gift partner to incorporate into our strategy. We're going to talk about segmentation and cultivation and customizing your campaign to customize that campaign so you can track how you're doing on your matching gift campaign. So Giving Tuesday, let's talk about this, a bit of history. Giving Tuesday started in 2012, and believe it or not, it's going to turn 10 years old this year. Giving Tuesday has, like I mentioned before, become a vital part of many of our fundraising cycles. But really, in the grand scheme of fundraising, it's still a fairly new idea. It started as a movement to raise awareness of generosity. Many of us are familiar with Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, all of those, but some thought that there needed to be a day for giving. And so Giving Tuesday rose out of that idea of incorporating philanthropy and generosity into this season of generosity and really kind of a lot of money in this kind of week. Not just buying things, but could we also give as well? So it really has become a season where quite a lot of donations are raised, both on and offline. Just last year, over $2.7 billion were raised all over the world, which is quite exceptional when you consider it's just one day of the year. And when you look at just the United States, over 35 million people have participated in Giving Tuesday last year. When we talk about matching dollars, many of us are probably familiar with the Facebook match. Facebook has a very popular matching giving program. Some of you may have even, tried to get that matching gift program, and they gave away $8 million last year. We're going to talk about both the pros and the cons of that Facebook match and how you can strategize your own matching gift program. To be quite honest, that Facebook match is gone in a matter of seconds. So we're going to talk about a more authentic and community-based match program. Recently, Giving Tuesday Spark is a new part of this movement, which encourages youth to engage in volunteerism, kindness, and giving back. So Giving Tuesday is really kind of evolved into just encouraging people at this time of the season to not only be focused on philanthropy and generosity, but also just kindness in general, bringing the focus back to giving and kindness during this time of year. And like I mentioned before, it will celebrate 10 years in 2022. And who knows where the future of Giving Tuesday will be 20 years from now or 30 years from now. When we consider matching gifts as a part of Giving Tuesday, it's really an opportunity to maximize the excitement. And I think that, Margie, we have an opportunity for another poll.
I don't see those polls listed in here, so I think we're gonna have to kind of shoot from the hip on this one and maybe do it in the chat.
All right, let's do it in the chat. It's interesting to me how matching gifts incentivize people. So in your personal life, are you more likely to give a donation amount if the donation was matched? Why don't we start with the first question? Yes or no? Are you more likely to give a donation if it's matched?
That's overwhelmingly, well, I see a couple no's, but overwhelmingly it looks like yes, Micah.
All right. And then question number 2, have you ever decided to donate because you knew that donation would be matched? I'm seeing a few more mixed answers here.
That one's 50-50.
Yeah. So when we think about matching gifts, it is important to know statistically, 1 in 3 donors have indicated that they would give a larger gift if a match is applied to those donations. So when we talk about offering matching gifts or having a matching gift partner, the offer of a match does incentivize not only the gift itself, but a larger gift. So it's important to keep that in mind as we go into Giving Tuesday, and really a matching gift strategy, as a part of your fundraising at all. And then when we look at the next statistic, when surveyed, 84% of survey participants said they're just simply more likely to give if a match is offered. So not only are people going to give more, but they're more likely. So the match is something that can encourage not only more givers, but larger gifts. So when we think about matching gifts, it's really going to encourage giving and upgrades across your Giving Tuesday, and could set you apart when it comes to all of the other Giving Tuesday opportunities. So how can we set you up for success with your Giving Tuesday matching gift strategy? I'm going to give you a few do's and don'ts, and we're going to walk through these together. We do want to make sure that you're cultivating community partners. One of the beautiful things about making your own matching gifts, advertisements and cultivating your own partners is that you really have the opportunity to tailor this to your mission, to your community, to your unique needs, to your unique constituency, and really engage people where they are. And you know your donors better than anyone, and you know your community partners better than anyone. And so throughout the year, as you're talking to them, as they're engaging with you, whether that's through donations or at events, or just in like getting to know them as you live and work beside them, you can engage with them and get to know them and cultivate that relationship. And it could live and grow into something that's really beautiful. At the last organization that I served as a development officer, that's exactly what happened. We did a Giving Tuesday match, and the organization that partnered with us had been an organization that had had a member of their organization serve on our board for many years, had many people of their organization give generously. And so we had been in relationship with this organization for many years, but we had never been creative and come up with something like a Giving Tuesday match. And so when we approached them and said, hey, do you want to do something fun and creative and, do a dollar for dollar match on Giving Tuesday? we got to think outside the box. And so they got to come up with videos and highlight why they loved our mission and do all of those kind of things. And they got really to speak to why they'd been engaged with us all of this time, and really highlight it on this really important Giving Tuesday. The other thing is, you want to make sure you're tracking employers and their organizations in your database. Bloomerang has a really amazing opportunity for this in your database so that you can see, just like I was talking about a minute ago, where are those organizations that have a critical mass of people that are already engaging with you over time? Where are those organizations that have been loyal donors so that you can point them out, so you can see them and you can start engaging with them to have a conversation about matching gifts like this. Connect with companies that are already regularly donating, volunteering, and are on your board. The last organization I worked with also had organizations that would regularly volunteer with us on certain holidays or at certain times of the year. Those are also great organizations to talk to about cultivating relationships like this. They know you, they're passionate about the work that you do. And so being creative to talk about how you might engage with them in a new way is just the logical next step. And then communicate early. Obviously, you don't want to be having these conversations the day before Giving Tuesday. You want to be having those conversations now so that you can have enough time to, make up some media to really highlight that relationship between the organization or company and your organization. And you want to be specific. What does the match look like? What does that organization's partnership with you look like? How are you going to fulfill this match? And be creative. I think I've said that like 6 times already. This is really an opportunity to have fun with your partners in your community. Maybe they have a particular way that their employees like to give back or like to participate, or maybe you want to, have some kind of unique way that sets this apart from other Giving Tuesday opportunities. So really don't limit yourself to a traditional dollar for dollar match. Be creative in the way that you're partnering with your corporate or organizational partners. Now, here are some don'ts. There are some things that we want to avoid when getting out there and planning our matching gift strategies. We don't want to chase that Facebook match. If that's the only match that you're going after, you're probably going to be disappointed. I'm not saying that you can't go try, but I think last year it lasted less than a minute and you had to get up really early to grab those dollars. So don't count on that being the only dollar match that you get on Giving Tuesday. Don't be trendy. I know that there are a lot of things that you could participate in, and I'm not on TikTok. You can call me old, but there's probably a TikTok trend or a Twitter trend that you could probably be a part of, but it's probably going to be gone in the next 10 minutes. Be authentic to yourself and your mission and your purpose, and it will be the thing that stands out and connects with your community. And don't abandon your mission and your purpose for your matching gift. You absolutely want to connect with organizations and companies that align with who you are and what you do. So if it's a company that doesn't speak to what you are and doesn't really align with who you are, then that's probably not a good matching partner. I don't discount the power of social media. Obviously, using Twitter, Instagram, all of those things are going to work to your advantage. So if you have the ability to harness that, absolutely use that. And don't forget to recruit help. I know many of you out there are one human operations when it comes to the development or fundraising role, but you can recruit volunteers during this time of year. You absolutely can get some volunteer help to help you not only spread the message and recruit and share with friends, but plan for this season and make it more successful. So I mentioned a moment ago, recognizing a great partner. We want to make sure that that great partner is aligned with not only part of your mission and purpose, but probably has already been engaged with you in some way or has raised their hand in the community to say, this is something we are passionate about. I will say at one point in my fundraising career, I worked for a nonprofit that was very much passionate about human service, helping the homeless population. And I was trying to cultivate a corporate partner who, while was a great organization, their mission and passion was very much in helping work service. They wanted to make sure that people were employed. And while those are connected missions and connected purposes, they weren't fully aligned. And so I spent a lot of time and hours cultivating a relationship that probably I should have given up on earlier. And so we want to make sure that we recognize a great partner and we focus on things that are mission aligned, to make sure that we are going after those people that are going to help fulfill our mission. Sometimes these great matching gift partners come from major donors. You can see that in your database, you can look for those people who are not only loyal to your mission and purpose, but have chosen to give a significant gift over time. Maybe these people are the people that will choose to partner with you during this time. We've all heard it probably on our favorite radio station or a local school project that such and such person has matched this gift, and if you give this dollar during this period, that this person will match your gift. That's because that organization has recognized those major donors and had a conversation with those people. So major donors are a great way to find matching gift partners. Another place to look for a matching gift partner is board members. Many of the times we forget the people that are sitting right there in front of us. And while it may not be the board members themselves, the board members might have a network of people that they can connect to. Maybe it's the board member's employer, or maybe the board member has a donor advised fund or a family foundation, or those kind of things. So ask your board to be partners with you in helping find these matching gifts. Foundations, community foundations, foundations that you ask for grants for. In my recent development work, many of the foundations that we regularly ask for grants for, if you're in conversation with them year round and you tell them what you're wanting to do, there might be an opportunity for a seasonal grant around Giving Tuesday or maybe another time of year, and so this might be an opportunity to cultivate an additional granting opportunity. Vendors and sponsors. We all have those vendors and sponsors that we engage around events or other events that we put on. Maybe you do a run or a race or something else. This would be another opportunity to highlight those partnerships that they have with us and really lift them up as community partners in our mission. So maybe you have a food vendor, or maybe you have a race vendor, or a sound and light vendor or something like that. This would be an opportunity for them to once again, and maybe even by themselves, not in a group with your other vendors, stand out and stand alone as a matching gift partner. All right, a local celebrity. We all know them, and this one makes me giggle just a little bit, but we all know them, our local news station host, our local radio station people. Maybe there's a few influencers out there in your, community. Maybe there's a local sports team. These people are doing good, amazing work in your community. Maybe they're not known on a national level, but they're known to the people that live and work around you. Engage them, cultivate them to be partners in your mission and your purpose, get to know them, get to know what excites them. And if your organization excites them, figure out if that would be another opportunity. Maybe a group of them would want to come together and be a matching partner, or maybe they would want to encourage giving in some way. So this is another opportunity for that. And then you can, in exchange, lift up whatever new project or whatever's going on in their world. So it can be mutually beneficial. And then giving collaboratives. I don't know about you, but in my local community, there's a new movement of, groups of people that are getting together to raise money for nonprofits, and everybody gives $100 and it all makes an influence on this particular nonprofit or that. And so those are also opportunities for great matching gift partnerships. And so be aware of those giving collaboratives and their influence in community, and that might be also an opportunity to engage. As you're developing your strategy, we want to make sure that you have a clear goal in mind. It's not just dollars sometimes. Sometimes identifying a goal is broader than that or different than that. And so our goals can be as creative as we are. And so obviously, the most familiar goal of a matching gift campaign is increased total revenue. Dollar for dollar, we want to get more dollars in the door to impact the goal, the mission of our organization. But that's not the only goal that a matching campaign can have. We also can increase engagement, and that could be to our organization, getting more people involved in something, or getting more people engaged with a particular social media platform, or getting them more engaged with our email list. So increased engagement could be a goal in addition to or as the focus of a matching gift campaign. Increasing the average gift. Like I mentioned before, matching campaigns often encourage people to upgrade their gifts. So your matching gift campaign goal could be to overall increase the total average gift of a person. So that could be something that you track as well. And all of these can be tracked inside of Bloomerang. Creating repeat donors. Maybe your matching gift campaign is aimed at creating a recurring gift of some kind towards a particular campaign or fund. And so this could really be to inspire people to give and create a foundation of revenue for your organization. Engaging lapsed donors. Maybe your matching gift campaign is really to encourage those people who have given but not given recently. I was listening, I think it was to the radio recently, and it said, we'll match the gifts of anybody who hasn't given in a year. And I thought that was a really creative way to engage lapsed donors in a match giving campaign. Maybe it's a way to engage a new demographic. Maybe your constituency looks a particular way and you're wanting to engage a new part of your community. And so your matching gift is going to be targeted at engaging either maybe a new part of town or a new part of your community that you've targeted and understand to want to be engaged in your purpose. And maybe it's simply to, develop new partnerships, whether that's with the community around you or with those corporate partnerships that you're developing. Developing those partnerships and getting those names out in front of your community in partnership with yours is a win-win for everyone. And again, it might just simply be to increase the visibility of that matching partner. Sometimes this is a really good goal for that very first matching gift because you're building the foundation of future matching gift campaigns down the road. Are there any questions before we dive really into the database of how this can come to life?
I don't see any questions so far, Micah, but I think that's really great information. Super excited to see it in the database.
Great. When it comes to Bloomerang, part of the way that you can make this come to life is really understanding your data. And when you understand your data, you can be a better cultivator of who those matching partners might be. So we're going to kind of walk through some steps of how you can better understand your own information in your database to maybe particularly pull out some partners that you might be unaware of. So in your database, you have the ability to run a variety of reports that will let you see your data in a new way. You can either customize this information to a particular set of information that you're looking at, characteristics that you're looking for, or you can use one of our templates. So you would go to this report section here. You would click on New. And then after doing so, if you wanted to build a report from scratch, you could do so by clicking on Build a Report from Scratch, and then Constituents. From there, you could find constituents in your database based on who their employer are, their relationship with your organization, or other characteristics. Really, the sky is the limit based on the data that you have in your Bloomerang database. We could filter and segment your data to really hone in on some of that information that we talked about before. Are you wanting to find people who are lapsed? Are you wanting to find people who those kind of things. If you're looking for partners in particular, we really want to focus in on those who have really been loyal or given over a certain amount. But this report is going to help us really dig in to your data to better understand it. To get started in finding those particular matching opportunities, I recommend using our template. So you would go to that report area, and instead of clicking Build from Scratch, I would recommend start from a template. And we're going to run the report called Employer Relationships. And this is going to show us everyone in your database who has a employer mapped out, and it's going to group them by their employer. This is going to allow us to really see kind of a critical mass of donors based on their employer. So let's say you had like 10 people from a particular organization that had already given to your nonprofit. That would be a really great place to start cultivating a community partner or matching gift partner, because you could go to that partner and say, hey, you have an amazing group of people that work for you that already believe in our mission, and we want to build on that foundation to set up either a gift or a volunteer day or something and start cultivating that long-term relationship. So let me show you how this comes to life in the database. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my database. Can you see my database? Are you still seeing my slides? Fantastic.
Yes, we can see it, yeah.
Awesome. Always like to check. So we're going to go to reports. And like I said a minute ago, we're going to go to this area called New. And let's start with the template. We're going to start from the template, and we're going to scroll down here, and you'll see the one called Employer Relationships. You can see in my database, I have several people that work for Dunder Mifflin, Bloomerang, Cabletown, Daily Planet. Forgive me for all of these well-known TV shows and other things. This is just a demo, having a little fun. But you can see here that once I run this report, I can see that I have 11 people that work for this particular company. So I might approach this particular company and say, hey, I have a critical mass of people. Of course, I would use more kinder language for that. I have amazing people that have given to my nonprofit, and I would love to partner with you to cultivate this relationship further. Let me show you what this looks like when I open up this particular record. So we can see Pam has all of her information here, but when I click on relationships here, you can see that this is where it comes to life. We have related Pam back to her employer. So this is a key step. If you're not already doing this practice in your database, I highly recommend relating people to their employer, and on their profile, there is a piece of information where you can put their employer information, where you can put their job title and their employer here. I highly recommend doing it in both places so that you can segment and cultivate in both places. It just helps with this reporting and allows you to see more fully all of this information. So utilizing this information, we can now go to this company and really start cultivating a match relationship. Any questions about how we got that information or how we might understand our data based on employer relationships?
No, we don't have any questions so far, Micah.
Great. Now, the next step is, how do I set up a matching campaign so that I can really track and cultivate these matching dollars? The real key difference between a regular campaign and a matching campaign is, well, you're going to set it up with the correct appeal and campaign as you see appropriate. That's really the only difference that you see in the database. There's not a particular function that you have to enable. It's really just labeling it appropriately so that you can pull out the reports that show that this particular campaign is a part of that matching appeal. So we're going to set this up. So when you do this, you're going to go to settings. We're going to go to website integrations. You're probably very familiar with this if you've ever set up a Bloomerang campaign. You're going to go to online giving forms. This is where you would set up your online giving forms. Oh, my mouse is being very jumpy today. Once you get in here, you're able to set up your own particular giving form for Giving Tuesday, if that's the particular matching campaign appeal that you're going for. So we would give it a name. We would match it to our transaction processor, which is Bloomerang Payments. Bloomerang Payments is available to everybody who uses our Bloomerang database. We would set up a confirmation email, and we would set up our donation levels. In the donation levels, you can even indicate $5 will turn into 10 in this matching campaign. This is a really good place to indicate that match as a part of your Giving Tuesday match. Then you can say thank you for your donation and finish out your success page. Once you've completed building your matching gift campaign, you will be able to preview your form and then publish the form onto your website. So if you're doing this special initiative of matching for Giving Tuesday and you want to put it on the very front of your website, for example, you could embed this form or this button on your website wherever you think is most appropriate. If you have our add-on with Kindful fundraising tools, you can add a little additional customization. You would go into your Kindful settings here. You would see the add-on here if you had that additional add-on. You would be able to create a Giving Tuesday matching campaign in Kindful fundraising tools. In Kindful fundraising tools, you would be able to add branding colors, an additional goal thermometer, a background image, successful redirect links, and more. And then you would have that particular campaign link to give instead of the other form. So if you have Bloomerang forms, you can use that. It will absolutely get everything you need done. If you have the Kindful fundraising tools add-on, you have the ability to customize it a little further and have a landing page specific for your Giving Tuesday matching campaign. We're going to get into the database and I'll show you how both of those things can come to life. So we're going to go into settings. One of the things that I might back up and do is in transactions here, is we might set up an appeal. That is special for your Giving Tuesday match. And then when I go into settings, website integration, then I can go into my online forms here. You can go into new. We can give it a name of Giving Tuesday match. We can choose our payment processor, our confirmation email, which you are always welcome to customize. Our fund, wherever that will go, we can choose unrestricted, our campaign, annual campaign, and then that appeal. If we want to see Giving Tuesday match, then you can report later on all the gifts that came in for that Giving Tuesday appeal match. It's easy to grab those gifts and then report out later to your matching partner how many gifts came in through this particular form. Then down here at the bottom, we can add those donation levels. $15 matched by our partner. However you want to put it there. You probably will come up with much more creative language than I will. You can kind of see how this comes to life here. If you wanted to add any custom fields into your database, you absolutely could connect that here. And you could click next. Customize this. I always like making sure that any part of your campaign is customized, just so people know that they're not speaking to a robot, that they're speaking to an actual organization with real life human beings, so that they know that they are hearing from you and it's customized and it's personal. So we can say thank you for your Tuesday gift. Thanks for your gift. Your generous gift has been matched by, and this would be another wonderful opportunity to highlight that matching gift partner in your success page. If you wanted to do so here, you could share this here. You could include your matching partner's information here again as well. Another opportunity to highlight that partnership. At this moment, I'm going to take this off just because we don't have that information handy. And then we can save and preview. You can see our very awesome form here that we can embed at any point on our website. And it'll be ready to go to collect those matching gifts. If we think this is ready to go on our website, we can absolutely click next and grab that code and put it in our website. I do want to point out that if your website is not secure for any reason, or you do not have CAPTCHA enabled, instead of the form appearing, this donate button will appear, and you will get a hosted version, which is just a landing page version of that form. You'll still be able to capture those donations, but it'll just re-emphasize that your donor is making those gifts securely on a secured site. Let me show you what this looks like when you have the opportunity to do it in our Kindful tools. A very similar experience, but a little more customization. So you can come over to Kindful and you can go to campaigns. You go right up here to campaigns. Press new campaign. Giving Tuesday match. This is not as important, this general fund here, because it's within the Kindful fundraising tools itself, but we will have an opportunity down here below, much like we did inside the Bloomerang platform, to map to that same fund, campaign, and appeal. So very similarly, we'll be able to run those reports on whatever came in through this landing page for our partners so that they will be able to accurately match our dollars. So we can give it a page title. We can say Giving Tuesday Match 2022. Help us raise $1 million. I don't know what your goal would be, but let's say 5,000 for the sake of this exercise. So give it a description. This custom checkout text is the ability to have just a simple pop-up message happen at the end of somebody's successful transaction. I think it's just another way to emphasize that your gratitude for their checkout. A successful donation redirect just is, would you like them to land somewhere out there in the universe after they've finished their donation? I've seen organizations have them land on a video or a place on their website that they want them to engage after they've completed their transactions. One of the things that I love about this in Kindful fundraising tools, particularly for a matching campaign, is the ability to set a goal amount. So our goal is say $5,000, and we can click to show that goal. We've now added a goal thermometer to our particular landing page. So when we save this page, I'll show you how we can go back and see our goal thermometer in progress. You can add an image, both a splash image, which is a background image, or just an image to the side here. And then you have the ability to customize with colors and map your custom fields back to Bloomerang here. So I'm going to create this campaign. And then when we go back in, much like with that other Bloomerang online form, this direct link here, if I view it, you can see now that we have a goal thermometer. If you were to upload a background image, you'd have a gorgeous background image of someone in your nonprofit or those kind of things. We have a button here. We have some transaction information here, and you always have the ability to enter your amount as well. So that is pretty much how it looks. When you press this, people will go to the transaction page for a checkout. So that's how our landing page looks. So you will be able to copy that URL and put that on your website, either in a button or in an email, or direct people straight to that page. So that's how that comes to life in Kindful. before I navigate away from building those matching gifts campaign pages, does anybody have any questions?
No, I think you're answering everyone's questions really well.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah,
so glad to hear it.
yeah.
Well, we'll skip that moment of Q&A and we'll hop right to the end. I do want to take just a moment. I think this is kind of my moment as a development officer to hopefully impart a little bit of empathy on behalf of all of fundraisers out there. I know you are working very hard this time of year. And I want you to know that we understand and we feel it, and we encourage you to keep up the good work. But we want to encourage you to use matching gifts all year round. Matching gifts can be a part of your strategy as you think all year round, not just Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is great, but it is not it. It is not it for fundraising. And matching giving can be a part of that overall strategy. And we hope that you will investigate how to make that happen. Maybe there's a challenge gift out there. Many boards sometimes set up challenge gifts at the beginning of their fiscal year as an incentive to kick off the year right. Maybe your board can do a group gift to say, you know, we're gonna give $10,000, $50,000 to kick off the year right, and we challenge the rest of you to join us in that gift. So maybe there's a challenge gift that can encourage some giving as well. Maybe there's some seed money, kind of the same idea. Maybe there's a group of loyal or major donors that can seed a campaign for you, or an initiative for you. Maybe there's opportunities like that that can be strategic for you. And maybe there are leadership gifts. Maybe there are significant leaders in your organization that want to step up and be strategic about where they give their gifts so that they can encourage other people to give. I think we miss opportunities for motivating giving when we don't talk about it publicly. And I think there are people in our community and in our organizations that are willing to step up and say, I give, and this is why, and you should give with me. And I encourage you to use those opportunities to encourage giving in your organization. And then we all know the simple match. I did one for Valentine's Day one year and encouraged people to give a gift instead of chocolate. Don't hate me for skipping out on the chocolate, but you can encourage simple match gifts at other times of the year besides Giving Tuesday. And so just think about how you can encourage philanthropy and generosity all year round. We all know that larger matching ratios might make a giving impact. So maybe instead of 1-to-1, it's 2-to-1, or 3-to-1. Just figure out how your corporate partner or organizational partner wants to do that and how that might come to life. Maybe there's a 3-to-1 up to a certain amount of money, and so you can get there strategically. Increasing the target goal when including a matching gift impacts the overall gift size. So, maybe you were aiming for $5,000 before, maybe aim for 10 or 20 when you include a matching gift. The matching gift can be up to $5,000 of that, but really increase your goal and aim higher when you include that match. And capital gifts are larger when your leaders lead. And so when you're including matching gifts as a part of that strategy, make sure that your leaders are seeding those gifts. So I've included links across the presentation today about matching gifts, and I hope that you will incorporate them throughout your fundraising strategy and keep up the good work that I know that you're doing. All right, Margie. So one of the things that we want to know, and we've done a couple of Giving Tuesday academies, is if we developed a specific coaching on Giving Tuesday, would you be interested in participating?
Looks like we have a large percentage. It's about almost 80% now that are saying that they would be interested in participating with that.
That's awesome. Well, as the manager of the coaching team, that definitely will inform the work that we do over the next year. And so I appreciate your feedback, and I've really enjoyed being with you today. Margie, I'll let you take us home.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we greatly appreciate all of the amazing information that you were able to share with us today. We know that you might still be seeking out information. So if you are, I'm going to share my screen here. You will be receiving the slide deck, and it will have all of the linked resources in it, as well as this page with all of these amazing resources where you can find out more if you have even more questions after today. Also, don't forget, at any time when you're in your Bloomerang database, you can click on the question mark, and there are a lot of different ways that you can connect with help and assistance. You can look at our knowledge base by clicking help and videos. You can also chat or email. You can submit a ticket. There's a lot of ways that you can get assistance should you need it. So please feel free to utilize those resources as well, so that you can use your database to really help you create a lot of activity around your mission. And yes, definitely, Diane, you will be getting the recording and the slides today, so you'll be able to go back and review this and be able to have all of that information with you today. So if there are no more questions, we want to thank you all for being a part of our webinar today, for participating, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Please come back to our website, look for more information about classes that we're going to be offering, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.